it is a good picture.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
All right. Happy Friday. How do you sound?
Happy
Sam?
Friday.
Oh, you sound pretty good.
I think you sound pretty good. Yeah.
It was a long week.
This was a long week. We got a lot to talk about. Did you see the title of the podcast?
Hold on. Oh, geez.
No, we got So we're gonna get there, but I went through and pulled a bunch of pictures from all of our pre-YouTube backpacking trips.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of trips we took.
Yeah.
It was 3 trips.
Maybe not.
No, it was more than 3, but I only had pictures of 3. So what we're gonna do for part of this is I can get my hat on. Is we're gonna get those pictures up live, and we're gonna do a little reacting to and a little reminiscing.
Oh.
Shout out to some old friends, maybe.
Yeah. But before that, I want to talk about a couple things. Well, I want to hear about this alone story.
Okay, so let me tell you about this story.
Well, first, before that,
A little.
did you see the Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on with Britney Spears?
Generally, yes.
You are a lawyer.
Sam, do you know?
Sam's a lawyer.
Yeah, I know he is. But do you know anybody that specifically like deals with conservatorships at all?
No.
Really?
It's a very specialized area,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
It appears they make a lot. It appears they make a lot of money.
It appears they also put up with a lot of stuff that most people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Estate planning? What kind of sect of law does that fall under?
No. So, if you're familiar with a guardianship, it's kind of...
I'm not.
Okay, well, so
Not
guardianship
even
is basically when the state says you are not able to take care of yourself, or,
Okay.
somebody who's been entrusted to your care cannot, so the court or the state will appoint someone to do that, basically take care of your affairs.
Okay.
And in the case of Brittany with a conservatorship, it's more or less the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I saw that was in the news. I was like, we've been talking about that on the podcast as the weeks go by, because I didn't even know about it, and then Andy told me about it, and
It's been going on for so long. And
I
it just
know.
kind of
Like-
was lingering. And
I know.
It blew up because it's been going on for over 10 years, but it blew up because of the leaked audio from one of the court hearings.
Right, yeah.
But I saw she challenged now officially. The officially is in.
Yeah, I think also she was able to finally choose a different attorney or something too. Like the conservatorship allowed her.
I think one of the I correct me if I'm wrong. I think one of them resigned.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, well,
No, he was probably getting death threats. Yeah.
The second thing I wanted to bring up before we get to your story is, and this is not going to apply to a lot of people listening, but the massive streak of violent crime in Columbus the last 2 months. It's like every weekend
you can go back more than 2 months. I mean,
I guess
go
ever
back to last
since
year.
the beginning of COVID, but
Yeah,
it seems
yeah.
like the last month, every weekend there's a nightclub shooting in not rough parts of town.
Right, or just like an obscure shooting in a place you wouldn't expect.
Yeah,
there's,
it's
I
really
live up
kinda
north
scary.
of town, and there's an upscale mall there, and there's
Been multiple shootings
there's
there.
multiple shootings up there. And
There's bars downtown every night of the weekend. It seems like they're getting shot up, and they're not
know.
like dingy dive bars.
It's the it's the place. Yeah, it's places where everybody gathers. so
Yeah,
everyone's going,
it's
and-
kind of scary. All right.
Okay.
All right. What's the alone story?
All right. So, okay. Spoiler alerts for season 7 of Alone. It's on Netflix, but not about the winner. I haven't made it to the end yet, but
Do you like this?
yeah, it's good.
I do like usually I don't like wild turkey.
This
but
is
that's
like their
good.
upscale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, anyways, I'm watching season 7 of Alone. I'm probably 4 episodes in. Okay, and first of all, going back to season 6, which was on Netflix as well. That's the first.
Does Sam know the premise of this show?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I haven't watched it though, but it seems interesting.
Kind of in the title, I guess, the premise.
It's
but
been a while since we have a good, survival show.
it's a good one. It's
Someone didn't
legit,
get busted
man.
for hanging out in a hotel.
It's legit. It's good. It's legit.
Okay, so season 6, which came out a while ago, it was the first season where a dude took down big game. Jordan, the winner, took down big game with a bow.
Spoilers left and right for people who haven't seen season 6.
And by the way, we had Barry, who was
we had a contestant. You know that, right?
On
We had a
the-
contestant on the show.
Okay, so that's what he was from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Barry was on it. So season 7's out now, and a dude on there took down another big game. And let me tell you how he did it. So he's out collecting berries or whatever. And do you know what a muskox is?
Yes, I do.
Can you describe a muskox?
wild cow covered in hair, huge horns.
I think like a water buffalo.
Yeah, like
Are
maybe
you-
like a
well-
water buffalo.
Where are they?
Like what's
North.
the? Do you have like the taxonomy here? Like
It would fall under the cow. It would fall under cow.
it's a bovine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Here, I'll show you a picture. That's what they
Yeah,
look
it's like big guys.
Oh, that's like a bison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess more related to a bison.
Yeah.
Taxonomically.
Right.
Taxonomically.
So the season takes place at the same place that season 6 did, which is Slave Lake in northern
So this is
Canada,
like, you know,
the
this is
Arctic.
like almost up to Alaska, but North Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's out collecting berries or whatever, and he sees a muskox, which is pretty rare, but they're out there. So
Might have been planted by the producers.
I'm
just
Is
kidding.
that sort of thing like kind of, you know, like
No. I think
No.
this show's legit.
Yeah.
this
I
isn't like
think
the
it
Running
is.
Man or something?
No. So he has
Dangerous game.
he has his recurve bow with one arrow, and
His one arrow?
one
Yeah,
arrow.
why does he have one arrow?
I don't know.
You're allowed to take more than one.
Yeah, he was on his little walking
Maybe he just
trip.
brought one?
Yeah, he just brought one.
Okay.
He takes a 40-yard shot, 35 or 40-yard shot, and hits it in the leg. And
Not a kill shot.
not a kill shot.
Okay.
Hits it in the leg, wounds it, and I don't mean to get gory or anything, but there's blood everywhere and stuff like that. Thing takes off. He follows it for like 2 to 3 hours, and it's like bleeding out slowly, and it gets to a point where it's kind of immobile, but definitely still pissed off and definitely alive. And so he's sitting there watching the thing, you know, hoping it'll bleed out, die. And he's getting impatient because it's getting dark. He's really far away from his camp. So he takes his knife and just starts running at it and stabbing it and kills it that way.
Oh, cool.
It's all
I'm
on
sure
video.
many a hunter have done that.
I don't
I don't know.
Maybe
I
you've
don't
seen a
know. That
muskox.
goes against proper hunting doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is a survival situation.
Also, bringing one arrow also goes
yeah,
against
one
proper
arrow. Yeah,
hunting
that was
doctrine.
probably the first. But
Yeah. And
okay,
So,
he
Did he get
so
it on video?
He
yeah,
got
it's
his
all-
trophy.
It's all on video.
Is this the person? Wow, I
there,
know who won.
Yeah.
Are there no firearms allowed?
No.
No, you don't know the rules. You know the rules.
No.
So here are the rules. You can bring 10 items from a list of items, not just 10
okay.
whatever you want. And among the like weapons items, it's just a bow.
And you get 9 arrows with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like one of the items is like fishing line. Like one of the items is an extra tarp.
Like a gill net.
Okay.
Yeah, like a fishing net is one of the items. Like one of the items is paracord.
So one of the big complaints is that, well, this is what Barry said, and then other people have said this during the show too, is like everybody takes the bow, but nobody's able to get any big game. So it's like,
That's because most people can't use a bow.
these people
No,
can use a
no.
bow.
The people who decide that they're going to take the bow spend like a lot of time pre-show.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
It's more like it's rare to come across.
I'm kind of like envisioning like a table of like, you know, some stuff. And okay, guys, like right before you set out, you grab 9 things off the table. and go.
No, the way it
Yeah,
works,
okay.
and this was
Crap.
interesting insight from the guy on the show was the 10 items are just classes of items. So it's like you can bring
Okay.
fishing line, but they don't tell you what kind
kind
of.
of-
Yeah.
okay,
So you go out and they give. He wouldn't tell us. They give you a lot of money to
okay.
buy the 10 items.
Right.
And then you bring them to them, and then they go through them like with a fine tooth comb to make sure you're not like cheating or like
Yeah.
doing anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah, you can like, so if like you choose a bow, you can go out and bring any bow you want.
No, it has to be a recurve.
It has to be a
bow.
recurve bow, but any
Sure.
recurve bow, and no gun, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know that.
So, but everybody says like in all these like no, a lot of smart people don't bring the bow because based on all these seasons, like nobody's ever able to get big game with it. So it's just like
it's like a waste.
it's kind of a waste. But then season 6, the winner got a moose. And that was like the first one, and then this dude,
Pretty impressive with a bow.
yeah, this dude just took down a
Just got a
muskox
lucky
and then
shot.
knifed
Dude,
it.
the crazy
And then
thing,
knifed it.
the crazy thing about the dude who brought the moose down, like you would think, oh, I got a moose, I'm good, I'm set forever. That was not the case.
No.
It was like a really lean moose.
No,
or
it was just like
a
enough
small
fat.
one.
It's just like not enough fat, and like
Okay.
animals tried to
Yeah,
steal
so
a lot of it.
So the same thing's going on.
dragging a carcass around.
Bears
Yeah.
too.
That's the same thing's going on with this. And now you play the game of defending the kill.
Defending your prey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I don't know if I said this when we started the stream, the context of this podcast. Did I? What we're going to do?
Didn't mention to me.
The reason Sam is here plays into this. So if you don't know who this guy is, he's been in a lot of our backpacking videos. He's been on the podcast several times. Our buddy Sam. What I thought would be a fun idea for a podcast is I went back and I had to go like to Facebook for some of these. I went and dug up a bunch of pictures from a lot of the backpacking trips we did pre 2017. So we started this channel in March of 2017, 4 years ago. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
We did a lot of backpacking prior to that. Andy's Googling alone kill muskox right now. Oh, it is the doo-doo one.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, how? Okay, that is a big spoiler alert. But I figure it's like there's no way this guy's losing. I mean, I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Did this guy have like a pedigree that would suggest that he would be?
He was a
successful?
hunting guide.
He was a hunting guide
Yeah.
in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. The people who win are like, it's not a surprise that they won.
Right.
The doo-doo won season 6, like lived in Siberia for like months on end with like the native Siberian people and like lived off the land. So he was like perfectly suited. Anyway, what we're going to do here, once we get through the current events, is I'm going to pull up these pictures and we're going to look at them and we're going to do some reacting and talking and discussing.
I want to shout out to current events too, because we get so many DMs of people sending us articles of like bear encounters and stuff. It's awesome.
The plague one was the last one. Did you hear about this?
No.
So
This is
bubonic plague, as you know a little bit about, I know, is commonly vectored through fleas.
Yes. It's theorized to have happened in the Black Death.
That is not theorized.
Oh, wait, no, I'm
That's
sorry.
what
That's
happened.
rats.
Well, no. The
Right,
fleas on the
On
rats.
the rats. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, most people think it's rats that actually are the vector, but they kind of are, but it's
Kind
in the
of,
fleas
yes,
that are on there. Anyway, it naturally occurs in nature in rodents, the fleas on the rodents, and they found a couple in the Tahoe area, which is not insanely unlikely, but they shut down parts of the trail because of it.
Really?
Yeah. And a fun fact about bubonic plague, Yersinia pestis, if anyone wants to know. I only know this because of my prior occupation. People think like, oh, we got antibiotics, we're good. But like, if you get the plague, you need like hardline IV antibiotics stat. Like it's still a very serious thing. Like even in this age of modern medicine.
Well, I know those lazy 14th century folks and their, the beaks and the doctors.
Those weren't
Never
doing it.
developed
No,
any-
those
I
weren't
know.
doing it. Yeah.
We don't.
Anyway, this because we're going to Tahoe in a few weeks. The trail will be open by this point, but they shut down part of the Tahoe Rim Trail in the Desolation Wilderness because they found some. I think they were chipmunks or squirrels.
Weren't they like exterminating them too or something? I thought I read that they were going in and like trying to kill them or trap them or something.
For the purpose of gauging if they have plague.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what else is a common, and where the rodent is the actual vector and is not very common, but of all the places in the U.S. Where it is localized is in this area and also south into Arizona, New Mexico, is a little fun thing called hantavirus. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's a hemorrhagic filovirus like Ebola.
So like Ebola,
it's
yeah.
a cousin of Ebola, just as deadly. But that is also naturally vectored in the rodents that incorporate like that area and Arizona and New Mexico.
So is that
So hikers get it. I think it's happened
potentially transmitted through like infected water or
poop.
well, yeah,
like-
pooping in the water and then you
No, like it's like
it gets into the water.
like the rodents like feces and stuff, and like,
Right,
it's
right.
actually it's urine.
Oh, okay.
That's how it's insanely rare, right? But the cases of transmission are through that kind of stuff. So you got to wash your hands out there. But
Makes sense.
hantavirus, like Ebola, doesn't exist entirely long outside of a host. Yeah, so it's got to be. And then also, if you're out there eating rodents, make sure you cook them.
Yeah, man, cook 'em.
And if you're out there eating rodents, ask yourself what you're doing.
Yeah, you could get plague and hemorrhagic fever. So
There's a bunch of hilarious comments in here about like multiple people have said, "Do not spill your drinks. Protect the roadcaster."
yeah, please don't. In fact, we should probably not have the roadcaster on the table. But it's. Do you need a coaster, Sam?
Yeah, can I have a coaster, please?
We respect wood.
Yeah.
Although,
You
where are
guys
they?
do
Do you
res-
see them?
I hope our audience respects wood.
I don't know where they are. I used to have them. I used to have some from usually like up here. Anything?
No.
Oh, they're right
Is
here.
there anything-
No, I got them. They're under the bear spray. Oh, please don't go off. Now, do you know, I tell this, oh man, okay, hold on. I tell this story on the podcast all the time. Do you know where these are from?
Yes.
It's not coming to me immediately.
This is Disney.
These are from the Star Wars Cantina.
From Disney World?
Yep. I stole them.
Good.
I was like, yeah, $11 a drink. I'm taking the
taking
coaster. Okay. All right. Any comments before I load up the slideshow? You guys probably know where the first one's from.
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there's some funny stuff.
To
a lot of good
Black
comments.
Hills.
Yeah. So let's see if I can do this. Is going to be tough on this screen. So hold on. All right. So first
Hey,
picture.
look at that guy.
Oh, nice. Look at all that.
All right, so
Look at
let's
that backpack.
we'll do this. I know. Well, I have some pictures of the gear, and I want to talk about that. So this picture is literally from late July of 2009.
Was that when we hiked to the highest peak in South Dakota?
Yeah.
Mount
So the
Kearney?
first, we can talk about this. So the first backpacking trip, and this was us three that we took as a group, and we could talk a little bit about the genesis of it. Was Sam and I were living in Madison, Wisconsin at the time. We had done some overnights in the Wisconsin area that wouldn't really qualify as like real backpacking, but we decided we wanted to do this big out west trip. Why did you decide to come? Were you just curious about it?
No, I was like, I'm gonna fly out and go with you.
So Andy flew out, and we did kind of a two, and I don't have any pictures of the second leg of this trip.
In the
In the Bighorns?
I couldn't find any. I know you guys
I've
probably
got
do.
some, I think.
So we did, and I don't remember how many nights we did in South Dakota.
I think it was
3?
I think
it
we
was
did
2 or 3.
Yeah, I think we did 3 and 3.
So we drove out. We loaded up the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
We drove all night.
We drove through the night, and we drove to the Black Hills, South Dakota. And I don't have them on here, but we stopped at Wall Drug.
I was gonna say the Wall Drug.
Yeah,
I
I've
got the
picture
Duster
of you in the
picture.
Duster. Yeah, and we stopped at the Black Hill or at the Badlands.
In the
And
Badlands.
that was
yeah.
at the height of like Always Sunny.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
Sam had the Duster on. If you don't know what Wall Drug is, if you ever drive out west, there's like basically it's touted as like the first quote unquote general store in like the Wild West. It's in South Dakota.
You could get water there in the desert.
Yeah, right. And there's signs for it for like 50 miles on the freeway. It's like, stop at world famous Wall Drug. And it's kind of like a strip mall, kind of. It's not one store.
It's kind of like a Western themed strip mall. Yeah.
What Western thief is that?
Wow.
like hokey Western
Yeah,
theme.
exactly.
Like touristy
I'm not-
Western
yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
So anyway, we stopped there and we went to the Black Hills and we did 3 nights, 4 days. I think we did 3 nights. 3 nights, 4 days in the Black Hills. And we got some more pictures of that we'll go through. And then after that, we did 2 or 3 nights in the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming.
Yeah, what's interesting too is that I didn't own a piece of backpacking gear before this, and I went to a local place and I bought a pack, I bought a sleeping bag, I bought a tent, and I bought a sleeping pad, and then you had the stove, and we had one water
I got a picture of the
filter.
stove.
You had one water filter.
So this picture, so we climbed the highest peak in South Dakota. I forget what it's called, but this is overlooking
Mount Kearney.
This is overlooking the Black Hills area, and it's really pretty. I got some more pictures. So what's Windows photo view? Did you guys do? All right. So this is a picture. This might be the first picture, a first official picture of Schill Brothers Outdoors. This was the wilderness area we were in, called, what is that? Big Black Elk Wilderness. So that's like the area of the Black Hills we went to. I thought that was a good picture. I got some pictures of the gear here. This is another picture. A good picture of Sam there.
Oh, Sam.
Hey, South Dakota doesn't get a lot of credit for being a cool backpacking.
Oh, that was a fantastic
But
trip.
it is really good
Oh, yeah.
backpacking, actually.
Oh,
And
that
as you
was
can
fun.
see, it's not obviously not the Rocky Mountains, but it's very like it's very cool looking. I don't know. And it's like, it's
rugged.
challenging and rugged. And I got a great picture coming up here. I thought it was a good picture of Sam. Okay, here's a good picture. You can kind of see the packs. Sam is using a pack that I bought on
Right,
eBay.
that's your old one.
Do you remember how much it weighed? Or what the brand was? Do you still have it?
Oh yeah, I still have it. It's Cascade something.
Cascade Mountain Tech.
No, it's not.
No, it's
some eBay brand.
but it weighed like 8.
No, it was like 4 or 5. It wasn't like crazy.
No,
heavy.
okay.
It was a
But
70-liter pack though.
It was huge.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of it. Hold on, I have to
I'm sure
zoom in.
there's
Oh,
one,
another
yeah.
picture of us in the Black Hills. Look at that, Sam. Look at you. Look at us backpacking in cotton t-shirts.
T-shirts and the fishing shirts.
Yeah, what's funny is at this point, 2009, everyone backpacked in like the button down. Like the Tim Watson,
and
like
the
button
zip-off
down
pants.
and the zip off pants, which you can't see, but we're all wearing.
And we're all wearing Merrill Moabs because they were like
They were good shoes.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
They were the
I was
cheap-
wearing those North Face.
I had those forever.
Kathmandu boots that I had forever. But I appreciated how things have changed since then, because we were all either in cotton t-shirts or we had like, why did we decide that long sleeve button down shirts, even though they were synthetic, was the correct proper of attire? And this was hot. This was hot.
because if it gets cold at night, you unravel.
Like I don't remember.
I remember
bug protection, maybe.
well, yeah, that kind of.
It was the look. It was the look.
It was
I remember
definitely the look.
you had the Bear
I had the
Grylls
Bear
shirt.
Grylls shirt. I still have it. Great shirt though.
Yeah, good shirt.
Great shirt.
All the way from England, I believe.
Yeah, great shirt. But like nowadays, I would never think to I would just wear some sort of light
The
synthetic.
lightest thing that breathes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like I would never think to wear a button down shirt.
like me.
You don't wear those anymore.
No,
Backpacking?
I have an Arc'teryx one still.
Okay, this brought this up. So this was the stove we used, and we used this for a while. I don't know why I bought this. I think because it looked cool. Certainly the heaviest option. That stove setup right there is.
And that was just like an aluminum pot. It wasn't.
No, that's
like
what I mean. You're right. So
Yeah.
that was an aluminum pot from Dick's. That's an MSR Whisperlight liquid gas stove. That stove, that setup right there probably weighs what, 4 or 5 pounds with the pot.
Yeah.
And we shared that between the three of us.
Yep.
You guys remember that?
Yep. We would like dip the boiling water out like through cups or something like that, and then dump them into Mountain House.
Is that what we did?
Yeah.
I assume that happened. I don't remember very well.
I don't know if I put it in this slideshow, but I have a picture. I remember Sam crafted some sort of wooden spoon. That's a good picture of our tent setups.
Yeah, I still have that tent. It's a marmot tent.
I remember the marmot, yeah.
Yeah, it weighs like 8 or 9 pounds.
So I remember this. I was in a Kelty Grand Mesa 2. You were probably
in a
you were in a
Kelty
Kelty as well.
Teton.
Yeah. You used
yeah.
that tent for like
I used
10
it for a
years.
until I got the hammock. Yeah, for about 8 years. Yeah.
So I think on the right, that's Andy's, right? The marmot
Yeah,
is on the
big
far right.
orange,
And then I
yeah.
think Sam.
That might be mine to the left of it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Ours looked
Yeah.
very
They look
similar.
I think they were like red and beige.
I'll tell you what, Kelty is a good for the
They
money.
made good tents.
They make good tents.
It was a good tent.
Yeah.
I like mine.
They're not light, but it's a good tent. I thought that was a good. I have to zoom all the way out. You guys are gonna laugh. I got some great pictures. That was like Andy might be triggered. There's a lot of fat Andy pictures.
Yeah, I'm triggered. It is what it is, folks.
Yeah. I mean, you don't look like you're much skinnier now.
Yeah,
That was the look though, man.
I'm probably like 60 pounds lighter than that.
That was the look.
Yeah.
Did you have the zip offs on?
Oh, hell
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zip offs.
I thought this was a good shot of us three overlooking the Black Hills. We had zipped off the bottoms there.
It was a party there.
I like how you and I have the button-down shirts, and Sam just rocked this freaking cotton red Ohio State shirt the
Didn't know
entire
any
time.
better.
That's pretty funny. What else do I have from this trip? Oh, this is I laughed.
remember that. I
Yeah,
remember
this is a
this.
great picture. So what you're looking at here. So the water filter we used, I know it's hard to see from our vantage.
Katadyn Hiker Pro.
Yeah, we used a Katadyn Hiker Pro pump filter, and water on where we were. I don't even remember what trail
I
we
remember
did.
that.
We just did a loop in the Black Hills, kind of actually starting somewhat close to Mount Rushmore. But we had to pump water out of some super terrible.
Well, actually, I remember this
I remember
particular
it too.
scenario because we were out of water and we had climbed and we were at
And
the
we were still climbing, I think.
we were still climbing
Yeah.
and it was hot, and exposed, and we were like, man, we need water. We have nothing, and we saw a bunch of foliage and we found this trickle.
I remember it was like we came across like this dingy little pool, just you know, of like that happened to be in the shade.
That's
It was
that,
collecting.
yeah.
It was that, and we're just like, okay, guys.
So that was
You have to.
that is the cool thing about those filters, like where you can just drop a line in,
Right.
You know, the sea pumping out of that with
It was
Sawyer
a pain in the ass.
would have been a pain. And I recall on this trip, us pumping water out of like poop puddles on the trail.
Probably.
Yeah, we did.
With the Hiker Pro. I saw that picture. I thought that was pretty good. Okay. I got this picture because I was trying to remember what gear I brought, and I laughed because you must have made me bring the sit pad.
Well, what I did is I had one of those old school
I got the
military
sleeves rolled up.
Yeah, the Bear Grylls. But no, but I had like one of those old school military surplus like foam pads, and I cut it into small pieces and as sit pads, one for you and one for me.
Okay, I was wondering how I got that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what pack I was
It
using.
was a Solomon one for skiing.
What were you using?
I was using a Deuter pack that I got at a local outfitter. Yours was a Solomon pack.
No. This was pre-Deuter.
No, mine was a Deuter.
Andy's was.
I think this was pre your Deuter. I got a picture of your pack up on there.
Yeah, that was a Deuter. That's the
Really?
only pack I've ever had.
The blue one?
Yeah.
You had it there?
Yep.
I remember mine now.
Yeah.
It was a high peak.
High peak,
Sierra.
yeah. Because I bought it and then I
and
sold
but
it to
was
you.
the Kathmandu model. The
Yeah,
70.
70 liter, high peak. That's funny.
Yours is a Solomon pack that was made for backcountry skiing.
Yeah, it was a backcountry skiing pack. I remember that. Yeah. I just remember this trip, it was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
the
warm.
mosquitoes were somewhat bad. I remember this night. Okay. All right. Where am I? Hold on. Where's my mouse pointer? All right. Next one. I had some random just pictures of what we.
What is that?
That's the same trip, man.
Oh,
Sam,
zipped out-
Look
zipped
at
on.
me.
standing straight
them
up,
still wearing the
arms to
same
the
shirt.
side.
hey, you got the sleeves down and you got
Look, I got the
pants.
fuel bottle hanging
got-
off the side.
You got those base camp sleeping pads. Remember those?
Yeah,
big
so
ones?
that sleeping pad pops up in 2016 because Sam was using it. But that's the Thermarest base camp right there, that blue pad sticking out of the side. So heavy. I think that sleeping pad was 3 or 4 pounds. And I got the fuel bottle hanging off the side. That was the look, man. The big fuel bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the end? Oh, that's the end of the Black Hills ones.
I wish we had the Wyoming ones.
Yeah, I could
knew
not
we have
find any. If you do,
Let
you
me
have them on
check
your
some
phone?
Facebook. I might have some.
So the same trip. So what we did was we finished this stuff in the Black Hills, and then I got more pictures. We'll come back to the pictures. Then we got in the car. We drove up to Wyoming. We actually did a night. Do you remember this? We did a night at a campground.
Yep, that was fun.
We did a night
outside
at a car campground.
What was the town there?
Oh,
the
that's
little
right.
touristy
Yeah.
town. What was the touristy town?
You're talking about Sturgis?
No.
It was like a little like fake
In South Dakota?
Yeah, because we stayed there in between the two trips.
I don't remember. I just remember we stayed at a
We
car
went-
campground.
Yeah, and we went and got pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. There's like,
Yeah, I had that. Sam, email if you have any pictures, email them over to the sboutd at Gmail, and we'll look at them. So anyway, we did 3 nights in South Dakota. Got in the car, took a night at a car campground, drove up to Wyoming, and we went to the Bighorn, called the Cloud Peak Wilderness in the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming, which is a segment of mountains in like the eastern part of Wyoming, kind of. And I don't have any pictures from that trip. Sam might. And then we did 2 or 3 nights there, and like 3 or 4 days there. And I just remember the weather was rainy.
in South Dakota.
No, in Wyoming.
It was cloudy. I remember. It was just.
I remember we got some hailstorms because I vividly remember there's a picture
getting caught
of you
in the thunderstorm.
Yeah, I can't believe I don't have those pictures anymore.
So I remember it started raining, and then we found this cove of evergreens, and we just went inside there.
Yeah.
and just set up really quickly.
I also remember fires were banned there. We had
And we still
we had
have
a fire.
what were they gonna do?
It was, and
we needed one.
the best story that came out of that is our buddy Felipe.
No, he put a hole in my tent.
Well,
That
and he,
is
and
a
he
good
threw
story.
a hatchet into your tent too.
So before we get to the next backcountry trick, we'll finish off this one. So our buddy that I worked with met us there. He's from Wyoming. He's actually the one who found this route.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember he did.
So he brought a hatchet, and one of the nights, this must have been for the fire.
I think that was the night
he was hatcheting, and on the backswing, let it go, and it sliced a hole in Andy's rainfly. And I'm like,
I slept in Sam's tent.
Yeah, you
that's
did,
right.
because it rained, and that could have
poured
been
raining.
a real bad situation had that hit somebody.
Yeah.
But the best story from that night was, so our buddy who met us there, he had gone to like Walmart and like just got decked out like Ozark Trail stuff. And we encountered some, I mean, this was above 9,000 feet, and the weather was somewhat serious. We had some hail, and the weather was really bad. So the night before we were supposed to leave, he wanted to hike out and sleep in his car because the weather was so bad. And I remember this. It was a 9-mile hike.
Yeah.
From where we were to the car.
This is the first night too, right?
No, this was like the second. No, he did the first night.
Okay.
We base camped it at a lake.
Yeah, it was
right,
actually.
yeah.
I wish we had pictures of it. The lake was gorgeous that we stayed at, and it was the only time we've ever done that. And I would like to do that again. Hike up to a lake, set up the sick base camp, and then day hike kind of around that. I would like to do that. Anyway, he's trying to hike out the night before we're supposed to leave because his gear went to crap, and he's like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm going to sleep in my car.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember what time he left the campsite.
He left at like 7.
Maybe it was
I
4.5
wanna
miles.
but
I think it was 9 miles round trip.
But it was dark, or almost dark.
It was
by the time
almost
we
dark
left.
when he
Yeah.
left, and I remember he came back at like 10 or 11 because I was in my tent.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came back, he made noises. He was messing with us. Do you remember that? But what had happened was there was a bull moose on the trail, and this trail, at least the section by our camp, it was on such a slope of a mountain. You couldn't, you had to be on the trail.
You couldn't just go around it. Yeah.
So there was a bull moose on the trail, and there was no way he could get around that bull moose. And I remember he was telling me the moose started, he said he was throwing rocks at it or something.
Throwing rocks.
And I remember him saying the bull moose responded poorly to him throwing rocks at it.
Shocker.
Imagine that.
And he was really freaked out. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was like out of breath when he came. He sprinted back. Yeah,
And that was when I found out I had never known that moose are
so
actually
dangerous.
way more dangerous
Yeah.
than bears. Here, Sam.
I knew that too. Thank you.
And he was like super freaked out.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a little love there, Sam. You like the wild spirit?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, it's good. You can't.
Kentucky
It's
spirit.
hard to buy this in Ohio.
Interesting.
You gotta get out of Kentucky. But that was a great story from that trip. All right, so that was the 2009 trip.
That really started it all.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Well, I had backpacked in 2003,
Well, that was your toe dipping in high school.
and I have some. I'm not gonna pull up, but I do have pictures of
You
that.
do.
Yeah, I went in 2003 was the first time I ever backpacked. I was a senior in high school, and we went to Smoky Mountains and did 2 nights there. So anyway, we do this trip in 2009. Then after that, Andy kind of took over and got kind of hardcore into it.
Yeah.
These are the Andy years.
Yeah, I came back from that trip and just went.
Yeah, the bug.
I got the bug, but I also had roommates that were into it as well, so that helped. So like every weekend we.
Do you
were
want
gone.
to touch on any of the epic trips you did until I fast forward to our
Sure.
next trip after that?
Yeah, I mean we did like an 8-day trip in Algonquin, a canoe trip in Canada. That was amazing. We did a bunch of stuff in Michigan. We did, all the Pennsylvania stuff like Laurel Highlands and things like that. Did dolly sods. I was a bunch of the normal
Sam
stuff.
did dolly sods.
Yeah.
When did you first do deli sods?
I don't remember.
So I did in 2011.
But
That was when you did it, 2011?
Yeah, 10 years.
Sam's 2011 dolly sods trip is
Yeah.
the best.
But what's funny too is like
No cook.
It was such a disaster. It was fun, but
my first dolly sod trip was brutal. It was like
Yeah,
so was his.
raining and hailing
Imagine,
all day.
it just always tends to be
Yeah.
that way.
And it was it snowed the whole time too, and this was like early fall. It snowed, it rained, but we did it. We did 3 nights in the sods, and it was rough. Luckily, it was like a day and a half of rain, and then it kind of cleared up, and that saved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
What was your favorite trip from 2010 to 2016 when we pick it back up again, which we'll get to?
Yeah. I mean, by then I had done 2 really awesome canoe trips with a buddy of mine who lived in Canada, and
I know you went to Algonquin. What was the other one?
it was at another provincial park, which isn't nearly as nice as Algonquin, but it was still pretty cool, called Massasauga Provincial Park. But Algonquin, I just say this to everybody, and obviously we got the Boundary Waters, which is probably kind of similar, but Algonquin is just pristine wilderness. I'm not kidding you. Like around every corner of the river, moose, wolves at night, loons during the day.
I love that. Have you ever heard loons?
Endless fishing.
I mean, I know what they are, but what's the sound they make?
Oh,
You don't know what a loon makes?
here,
I
can
probably
you pull
heard
up
it,
and
I just
play it
didn't-
through the mic.
Yeah, hold on.
It's a very
Distinct.
distinct. I should pull it up on
It's
here.
the
so
it's
that
the
people-
net it's the national bird of
I got it.
Ontario.
I got it.
Probably.
Here we go. I got it right now.
I'm gonna beat you.
Nope.
You gotta put but rookie move. You didn't mute the YouTube stream you're playing.
Ah, crap.
I got it. You probably heard this, Sam.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
This is so you hear him in the morning, and it's worth. And we got an ad. Here we go. 3, 2, 1,
Go.
another ad. Who's monetizing an 8-hour loon call?
That guy's
Soothing
smart.
sounds for
Yeah.
relaxation.
What is this? Just yeah, that's a loon.
That's not a loon.
But that's
no.
Well,
yeah, that is a
I was gonna
loon.
say, I've heard
No,
that
it's a-
before.
That is a loon, but that's not the stereotypical loon noise.
That's
No,
not the
go-
loon noise I've heard.
No, you got
Oh,
that
that one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll hear it again. It's like a doo doo.
Yeah, that's
Oh
a,
yeah.
that's a loon.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like every like wild thing you watch or hear on television, they always play that in there because it's super cool.
Another thing about that Algonquin trip, we went in July. It was peak black fly season.
Gross.
Wonderful.
Pass.
And so luckily the camping in Algonquin is like right on these lakes and stuff. And so the breeze kept them at bay decently at camp, but where you would get eaten alive at the portages when you're carrying the canoes from. And so I had the zip offs and I had them tucked into my boots.
Was it really that bad?
And I had my rain jacket on, and I had gloves on, and I had the hood up, because when the second you started portaging, you had black flies all over you.
That just I'm not a fan of the.
No, I would never do it in July.
I don't even think portaging sounds fun.
I mean, that's how it's just
Sounds pretty
No,
brutal.
it's not fun at all.
You're
But like,
carrying a boat.
couldn't you not just plan a trip up there that involves either no portaging or very, very
Yes.
short ones?
Yes, you can.
So I always hear these people doing these like mile portages. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself?
You have to. It depends on how long you're going to be out there.
True, yeah.
I mean, we were out there for 7 or 8 days, something like that, and you have. I mean, there's just not enough ground.
This is the kind of trip I want to do. I want to do not a portaging trip, but I want to do a water-based.
You're going to have to portage.
No, false. Dude, let's go on a river. You know,
Yeah, but it's, like what?
You might have to still.
Yeah, like around dam.
I guarantee you we could plan a 4 or 5 night trip that's water based that does not involve unloading a canoe and carrying it on your back.
Yeah. minimal carrying, maybe.
You know, or like I'm fine with doing one if it's like a few hundred yards. Like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, like a dam.
So we did a 3-mile portage.
Yeah, like wow, that just sounds so
Sounds
bad.
miserable.
Yeah,
that's gonna take several hours.
It did. It's awful.
That's half a day.
It's
like
awful.
you want to spend half of a day with a canoe on your back?
Yeah, it's
No,
terrible.
hard pass.
It's terrible.
Okay,
But it
All
was
right.
a fun trip.
I'm sure it was a fun trip.
It was.
yeah.
I mean, it was. We did a like a. There was one campsite that we were at that was just on these cliffs over on this lake, and it was one of the most beautiful places.
Who'd you go with?
Jason
I was going to ask you if you went with Jason.
and my my old roommate Matt. Yeah.
Okay.
And we did like a lake day because we had been. I mean, it was like 7 or 8 days long, so we took a day off and we just hung out at a lake and swam all day and fished. I mean, it's unbelievable.
See, that would be awesome.
Yeah, if we could do that
Yeah.
without the portage.
Yeah. See, you're with me on that, Sam.
Yeah, there's nothing about portaging that's fun. And the worst is when
Or we pack raft.
yeah, the worst is when the short portages are the worst because you have to do so much work to walk like 100 feet. And
Yeah.
you have to unpack everything, put the canoe on top of you, carry the canoe,
And carry all the
put it
crap,
back
right?
in,
Yeah.
put all the crap back in, or you'll have like 2 in a row like that, like you'll get on the lake and then immediately just cross this to the other side of the lake,
And then
you'll-
do it again.
yeah.
No, pass. No, not interested. Okay, so that was kind of covering the years between 2010 and 2016. What?
Yeah, people. Andrew Greenlee said go back to Isle Royal for that. He's
I
right.
did see.
Yeah.
I saw many people portaging in Isle Royal.
Yep.
And when I saw it firsthand, I was like, no.
Now, how did you guys avoid that there?
We backpacked. We weren't canoeing or anything.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. But we did see a lot of people, and we saw a lot of people pack rafting, which is the way to portage because your canoe weighs like 6 pounds.
Okay.
But you do have to deflate it. Do you know what pack rafts are?
Well, yeah, the inflatable ones.
This is something that is somewhat intriguing to me, but then I think about the entire weight of having to backpack. So the good thing about canoeing is you can just take a bunch of stuff.
Right, you
Yeah.
just stick it in your boat.
Just stick in your boat. Pack rafting, you can only take a backpacking load out.
Take it on your back.
Plus an 8 to 9 pound raft setup.
Right.
So here's the
But
thing.
your access is way better.
Here's the thing, though. When we've done our canoe trips, we've always gone lightweight to be able to do something called single carry. So meaning
You can do
like,
it all in one.
You do it all in one trip. So like most people will like unload the canoe, leave all their pile of crap in one place, take the canoe, come back, grab their stuff, and go. So like we're like, no. It's bad enough. Let's just do it one trip. So like I would wear my pack and I'd have the canoe on top of me. And then my buddy Matt, who was in the canoe with me, like we would take turns. He would carry like the fishing poles and the paddles and stuff. And that's how we would do it.
See, I take the opposite approach of that. I'm saying if I'm doing a trip like this, my portages, I'm going to plan that my portages are only at worst a few hundred yards. So I'm fine doing 2 trips.
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
Because
But start talking about that 3-mile portage.
no, I'm not doing a trip that requires that's just I'm backpacking with a canoe on your back.
It is.
Like a 3-mile one, really?
Yeah. It's. I think
How long did that take you?
I can't remember.
At least you're not going more than 1 mile an hour with a frame canoe on your back.
And you're going up too. Like it's not like a flat trail. It's like a
that
legitimate
sounds
trail.
dumb. That just sounds dumb.
Like you're going over rocks and stuff. It's no joke. And
No, it sounds terrible.
and the funny thing is like the 3-mile portage trail had like they had like built like these like wood frame things that along it so you could like lean your canoe up against it and take a break and stuff. It was awful.
It's none of that sounds appealing to me.
I'm glad I'm
And
hearing this now,
I
not
guarantee you
experiencing it,
could have
so-
spent some amount of time to reroute your trip in a way where you didn't have to do this,
Well, it
or
depends
gone
on-
to a different area.
Depends on how. Yes, you can avoid the 3-mile portage. Sure, Algonquin is a massive provincial park, and this is one of the arguments too. Why, if you're going on a canoe trip and like you're going to an outfitter and you're going to rent a canoe and you're doing a big trip like that, pay the extra money, get the
You get the light
lightest
one.
goddamn
Yep.
canoe that you can get.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You get a carbon fiber one.
Get a carbon fiber Kevlar.
Ideally.
Yeah.
The lightest thing, and then you get
Yeah, dude, you could bet your ass if I'm hiking 3 miles with a canoe on my back, I'm not getting an aluminum one.
Yes, that would be awful. Oh, you know what's
Not
crazy?
happening.
You know what's crazy to think too is like back in the era of the fur trading, like the 1600s, 1700s, or something, like the Canadian voyagers, they're dragging like wooden boats from lake to lake.
Yeah, I agree. That's a different time. Those people were harder.
Yes,
They were.
much harder.
I can't compete with that. Okay, so any other highlights until I get to the pictures I have left pick up at 2016.
Well, I was gonna say like what do I know you did a lot of stuff, but like what did we do between 2011 and 2016?
I went at least 2 times with my wife.
Okay.
We did some overnights. That's how I found out about Wildcat Hollow.
Oh, okay. That's
You
like
know,
story.
we did that.
I went with you. We did
I don't have any pictures from it, but we did a Wildcat Hollow trip, which is Wildcat Hollow is just a trail like an hour away from Central Ohio, where you can just backpack in Wayne
Good place
National
to
Forest
hike,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Ohio backpacking,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. We're over it. You know, we're
It
now,
could be a lot worse.
I don't know, man. I mean, what's worse, Indiana?
I was gonna say Indiana. Exactly.
I mean, I'm okay. So 48 states are better. Only one state is worse. Okay, so it couldn't get a whole lot worse.
there's nothing in Illinois.
Florida's got good
Florida's
stuff.
got good stuff. They got the Everglades.
They've got the Everglades. They've got
got
the Coast
Coast Trail.
Trail.
Yeah,
you wanna go
Did you want to
hiking?
backpack in the
I'm
Everglades?
not saying it too, but I mean, there's nothing new in Illinois.
Have you heard about
Illinois has got so literally Indiana and Illinois.
Iowa?
I'm just saying,
What's
we're saying
Iowa?
like it could be worse.
Nebraska?
No, it couldn't be that much worse.
It could not get much
Speaking
worse.
of Florida, have you heard about this python issue in Florida?
Dude, I mean,
They've had a python problem for years.
Sam's a herpetologist.
I know.
You know they have a monkey problem too.
I know. I heard that.
Do you know?
invasive monkey problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from a couple things.
Well, that's what the pythons are for. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Wait, so Sam, if you don't know, Sam is a herpetologist hobbyist.
So to
So
speak.
Sam knows a lot about snakes, is what that means. So wait, enlighten us. I know a little bit about what's going on, but what's going on with the python issue in Florida? Aren't they pets?
Well,
That are gotten
I
out?
mean, well, yeah.
And
I
they're
mean, they
thriving.
escape, and there's irresponsible owners. But I mean, yeah, it's an easy environment for a python to thrive.
That
I mean,
you
it's
don't have to
warm, and
convince me of that. Yeah.
and there's lots of food, and yeah. So that
Are they
they're
like
just out of
are they like
control.
anacondas?
Yes.
And
No,
is it?
they're smaller.
But is
an anaconda like a type of python?
Great question. Taxonomy. How does that work out?
Well, I mean, so they all fall under constrictors, but I mean,
Well, no, that's
no.
like saying they're all snakes.
I
That's
know.
not true. They're not venomous. Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, but pythons and anacondas are
They're different branches.
They're different, yes.
So okay, I didn't realize that. But they're both considered constrictors.
Well, yeah.
All right, now here's a question, and I think I know the answer because it would make sense logically. But I'm assuming constrictors are generally bigger than venomous snakes, right?
Well,
Because you gotta be bigger, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like even like the tiniest snakes that aren't venomous, like they're still constrictors.
So what do you do about a python problem?
kill them.
What
you
eats?
just hunt them.
But like, what eats? What naturally predates?
I mean, that's
on
the thing.
them?
They don't really have any natural predators.
Like even in environments like let's say South America where they
not-
exist naturally,
not how
nothing
big-
preys
not how
on
big
them.
these are.
I mean, they're the alpha. I mean, they're killing
They're
the crocodiles,
apex.
the
They're-
caimans.
That was my
They're killing
question was
deer.
crocodiles.
They're killing
Yeah,
deer.
they're taking down deer, antelope,
Crocs?
Oh yeah, crocs.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Florida's got a problem. Now the monkeys got away from a zoo. That's how they got there. Dude, Florida needs to get its shit together on so many levels.
Florida's Florida.
But I think to Sam's point, Florida from an outdoor recreating, Florida also has the Suwannee River, which is when we talk about doing a river trip where we don't have to portage for days on end, we go to the Suwannee River and you go there in the winter. You know?
Yeah, year round is a good place.
So what the whole point of this was, Indiana and Illinois are the only states that might be worse than Ohio.
I know. So Ohio, at least, but we're close by to some good states.
That is
within
the
driving distance.
That is the huge advantage.
We're at
to
the
Ohio.
foothills of the Appalachians,
Correct.
which is giving us a little bit of.
You can get to
goodness.
some good parts of Pennsylvania.
Get to
and good
Pennsylvania,
parts of West
Kentucky,
Virginia.
Michigan is close by.
Kentucky's underrated, man.
Kentucky's way under.
You got to go to Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky, yeah. I've been to Red River Gorge. Yeah.
Have we back?
Yeah,
We did. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, there are better areas to go than where we went.
Oh, I'm sure there are because it's a big area.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's fast forward to 2016 then. Do you guys know what trip I got up here?
I think I do.
Nope.
I do.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I'm gonna
first,
guess.
I'm gonna go way back to my folder, and I'm gonna get. I dug something out of the archives.
Is that the Laurel Highlands?
Oh,
trip?
just wait.
Yeah.
Hold
Airsoft.
on.
Is that? By the way, that I was really happy we got that thing up and running.
All right. So Andy's got to explain this picture.
That's airsoft, folks. It's not.
Andy's time in the Wehrmacht. That's a G36.
A G36.
So I dug out. So okay. So if you're wondering why there's a picture of Andy handling a light machine gun on the screen. So another hobby of ours. The reason I bring this up was because this happened during the 2008 to 2015
We were able to
time
merge
frame.
camping and airsoft.
So we were
Well,
big.
we always had kind of done that.
We were
though.
big into airsoft, and if you don't know what airsoft is, it's kind of like paintball, but way nerdier.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you use like military, realistic guns and stuff, and they shoot BBs.
You're basically shooting BB guns. at each
But
other,
this
yeah.
was, I saw it when I was digging through pictures. Oh, don't worry, Sam. I got that one of you too.
Oh,
pal.
I have some great pictures of me on that.
Well, I'm trying to find it.
I know there's a great picture of me at Fort Zisman.
I don't have that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I've got
trying
it,
to
though.
zoom all the way out. I don't have.
All right, next picture.
Hold on, I'm trying to zoom out. This is this picture of Andy's stuck on the screen. See, I can't flip. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's.
And so, well, anyway, but so I see what I'm holding there.
You're holding the
is-
MP5.
that was my very first airsoft gun. The MP with the silencer on it.
MP5
Yeah.
SD.
The SD,
And
yeah.
then I have. I'm holding
No.
the M4A1.
Yeah.
That's me with the long hair.
Oh,
If
you
guys
had
can
the,
see,
you
I
had-
used to have long hair like that.
The full stock on it.
Yeah.
The classic army.
I put those in there because I thought that would be fun. No, I got
The early years.
Yeah. I know, right? I know. How funny is that? All right. Now with
Good times.
my
I had a good time.
okay. All right. So
Oh, that
hold
was
on.
my- that was my
but we're
Gossamer
not-
gear, the
no, hold
110.
on. Hold on. We got to go to this trip.
Oh, that was the
So
feast.
do you remember this picture? It's
Yeah,
kind
that
of hard to
was-
see.
That was the feast. That was the last night on
So
Laurel
this
Highlands.
was
Feast evening. Yeah.
So this was. I should go to the beginning of this trip. So there's a good picture. So that's the Deuter pack that I used.
yeah, that
so
was my
this
first
trip.
pack.
So this was the first trip that we three took together after the big Wyoming
Look
trip.
at the flex light.
And I
right
packed
after we got
in
them.
rainbow sandals.
Yeah, look
That's what's on the left there. So we went to Laurel Highlands, and I'll try and give some more pictures here. There's Andy, Tripmaster Andy.
Yeah, that was the ULA Ohm.
I was curious what pack. I thought it was a Gossamer Gear pack because I got a picture of it.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. That's the Gorilla. That's the old school Gorilla.
That's the Gorilla 40, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at the. Those are the same zip off pants from South Dakota.
Oh, yeah. What else we had?
I have that.
Oh, there's a ton
I have
of
that
gear from
alcohol
South
stove.
Dakota. I was still
Now,
using
Do you
them.
remember?
Oh yeah.
That thing up
The
there.
sink.
So okay, so let's
the
talk.
camp sink,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
talk a little bit about this trip. So, fast forward to like 2016.
This is August 2016. I
Yeah,
remember,
yeah. So we were like, man, we really need to get the backpacking thing going back
Right,
up again.
yeah.
We had all backpacked individually. And so I don't know, how did we figure out how to come to Laurel Highlands? That
'cause
must
I-
have been
You had been
here.
there.
I had
Yeah.
been there. I'd done it already. Yeah. And I
So-
thought it would be a fun trip for us to get back into it. And it's fun to stay at the shelters, and they have the wood. And
We
they
need
have
to
the
go
pit
back there,
toilets.
by the way.
We got to finish it.
Yeah, we got to finish it. So what we did was we went there for I think 4 or 5 nights. We did the
We did 50 miles.
the
that
Laurel
trip.
Highlands Trail. Just to give a little background, is a 70-mile trail through Pennsylvania, and it's a great trail. Honestly, if you're in the area, what they do is you can kind of see it in this picture. They have every like 8 to 15 miles. They have designated camping areas that you have to stay at, and it's super cheap. But what you can do is you can rent these shelters, and the shelters have 3 walls and a cooking fireplace in them. So the
And they're $5.
$5 they changed it now.
What is it?
So what they do now, which makes sense, is so it used to be $5 a person a night. Now you just have to rent the shelter.
How much does it cost?
It's like $30 a night.
Wow.
Because one person was taking a shelter.
Okay.
Right. Yep. Anyway, this is a great area because you rent these shelters. You don't have to carry a tent, and you have unlimited firewood, which is insane to me thinking about it now, like big chunks.
Yeah, they would cut it up and
they
leave it.
processed it for you. It was like big logs, $5 a person a night. Now it's $30 a shelter. Anyway, what we did for this trip, which is something we've never done, and I don't know why. So on the right hand of the screen, but you split it between 3 people. So we did what's called a camp sink. So will you explain what that is? Because you brought it.
Yeah, so it's literally, it's not mine, and I still have it, by the way. It's my old, it's an old
Wallace.
Wallace hasn't asked
It
for
was
it
from
back.
an airsoft guy.
Back from our airsoft friends.
Yeah, so it is literally, you can't tell from that, but the green bag right there is like a sink, like a nylon sink, and like you can literally sit it down and it'll be a sink. It holds, and I'm not kidding you, and you guys didn't believe me, but it does. It holds 20 liters of water.
I thought you
I was
were
going to say
saying
5 gallons.
No.
I thought
that might be 20
that's
liters.
Yeah. And so what we did is that we would fill up the camp sink with 20 liters of water, and we would hang it. And then I had tubing from the filter that I had, which was an MSR Hyperflow that I grabbed the tubing from it, and then I had
Sawyer Mini, right?
I had a Sawyer Mini because that's when they just came out, and we created a gravity system with 20 liters of water.
It worked
Oh, it was
perfectly
great. Oh, yeah.
for 3 people. And I actually think if you're going with a group of people, this kind of setup makes sense. If you're staying by a water source where you can just take this thing and scoop up 5 gallons of water and hang it, and then just have a gravity filter. And if you split the weight between 3 people, it's
really
not
good.
bad.
Yep.
But I laughed because
Yeah.
I thought that was a
Well,
good.
we did that in when I was in Michigan.
Is that how you figured it out? I
Yeah.
thought that was a good system.
Yeah,
Um,
that was cool.
I just have some I thought that was a great look at it. Sam rocking the button down shirt.
You got the button down.
I eventually had to
shirt.
conform. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just some random pictures of Sam. These were taken. I don't know if these were taken. Okay. Did we start at this picture?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, we'll get to that one. So this was fun. So this was
the last night.
the last night. And so you can kind of see it on the right there. So basically what happened was on every backpacking trip I've ever been on, I've never eaten all the food I brought.
Yep.
So on the last night, Andy found a piece of plywood and he put the map that we were using out on the plywood. That's the thing on the right. It's just a hard wooden surface. And we combined all the extra food we'd brought and we made tuna melts, which were fantastic.
Yeah, cooked them over in the fire.
I remember we what did we? Okay, I know I'm trying to remember what we did because we had something over a fire. We had cheese. And we had like a flatbread.
Yeah,
sauce.
I
you
know
can see
they're
right there.
pitas, dude. You can see them.
okay.
prepping
Yeah,
them.
they are pita. Okay,
we
yeah.
fill
We
them
just
with tuna,
loaded
cheese.
them with all the extra stuff we had,
Yeah,
and we put them over that fire that was inside the shelter because I had a fireplace in there.
Yeah,
And it had a
And-
grate.
yeah,
You
it had
could
a
put stuff
grate.
on,
Exactly.
yeah.
You could put it on there. And well, of course, we had all the firewood too.
yeah.
And well, speaking of fires, that was when I just went nuts on the
Sam,
firewood.
I was going to
I
bring
have
that
pictures
up.
of that.
So when you give Sam unlimited, massive processed logs, Sam's going to build a fire until he's physically can't fit a fire in the ring anymore.
Or I just run out of wood.
Which wouldn't happen here because it was
No,
just a
I just
stack
always
of
get as
firewood.
much, yeah.
That
was
the
a
thing I remember.
massive fire.
Well, that's just, you just kept
I
building.
just kept throwing more wood on there.
We need to go back to Laurel Highlands. But that's what I remember from that trip was I think that's all the pictures from that trip. I just remember that Deuter pack. And this was a famous trip because this was the genesis of the chairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the flex lights.
Yeah.
We got
So,
this like the day before we left.
Sam and I went and got flex lights, and that's Andy's old Deuter pack. That's got set up so heavy. And so I didn't bring a filter, right? Because we used your filter. I think I think you brought your extra. You had a Hiker Pro filter. That you brought.
Got camelbacks on all of them.
We had camelbacks.
That's right. We were using the bladders. And
look, I got an Nalgene bottle on the right there. So that is a good segue. So we picked backpacking back up in 2016, and after 2016. This was when we started hunting around Ohio, and we went here.
Is that Vesuvius?
Yeah, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
And I love this picture because
I still have those trekking poles. Those are the Gossamer Gear LT.
So this was
Fours.
still in 2016.
Yeah.
This was in like November, and this was also the first time I heard those crazy weird sounds.
Oh, yeah. The death noises.
Yeah. We talk about it on like every podcast.
Gossamer Gear
still-
Gorilla.
Look at my pack.
No. Wait. I got a picture. I got a picture of it. Hold on. I got a better picture, Sam. I for sure have a way better picture of that. Hold on.
I can't believe 93 people are watching this right now.
Hold on.
They're probably bored.
I'm scrolling through my pictures here. Maybe. No.
I mean, everybody's got to have an origin story.
Yeah.
So I got a picture of that pack. So,
Oh, there it is.
so
Yeah.
hold on. What I love about this, look at the sleeping pad. It's bigger than your tent, man.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's the
base camp.
The Thermarest base camp.
I still
sleeping
have that
pad.
thing, I think.
Really? I guess yeah.
I may have pitched it. I can't remember.
And the Kelty tent. I cannot get over how big sleeping pads were.
Yeah.
Like and when I bought that pad wasn't like ridiculously big compared to other pads at the time.
Yeah. I had the Pro Light one, which was the first one. It was the
I mean, sleeping pad technology is insane
Yeah,
compared to
it's so
that.
crazy.
but
Yeah.
on this trip I had an inflatable sleeping pad by this point because I had already gone to the ultralight thing. I had a base weight at one point like 8 pounds. So
I never did. I
Yeah.
definitely did
Early
not
adapter.
have. I'm trying to remember what sleeping
No, it
pad
was-
I was using. I think I had a Neo Air. Neo Air existed at this time.
yeah, I had a Neo Air.
Yeah. So we went to Lake Vesuvius for 2 nights. First time really doing good backpacking in Ohio. I just have a bunch. Andy, I like this picture because Andy, you still have that green.
Yeah.
Andy still has that
Those are
green.
Z packs. Yeah, those are Z packs.
And you still keep your water filter set up in it.
sure do.
Yeah, that's 5 years ago.
I wonder what I was sleeping in there. I don't even remember because we didn't have hammocks at this point.
I will show you.
I wonder if it was the one.
I think
It was the
right
one,
before we
yeah.
got hammocks, I think.
So I had a big Agnes. Yeah, this is before we got into hammock camping. I had this freaking tent.
that thing was awful.
Such a disaster. This big Agnes 2-person tent. It was the cheapest, lightest freestanding. It was the cheapest, lightest non-freestanding trekking pole supported tent I could buy. That's why I got it.
Yeah.
But it still used poles.
there's
Andy
the one.
it was in that tent. So that's the original Gossamer Gear, the one. This is way before we got into hammocks.
Yeah.
Great tent though.
Yeah.
Overall.
We gave it away last year.
Yeah, and then I laughed because
You brought a cast iron.
I used to, and you know what? I might bring it next weekend when we go car camping. I used to
May as
bring this
well.
really tiny 4-inch Lodge cast iron skillet. So a tiny, like a cast iron that big.
Yeah.
But those pancakes were good.
Yep.
And I'd bring pancake mix, and I cooked pancakes in the morning on that thing, and it was really good. But like, why did I bring cast iron?
Speaking of pancake mix, next weekend I will bring some delicious pancake mix.
You're doing pancakes?
I'll make pancakes.
Next
yeah.
picture.
And then this is the original picture.
That was
Andy
a
with
sweet
the
airsoft
G36.
gun.
No, that's all the pictures I had.
That's
That's not all the pictures I have, but that's all the pictures I brought forward for the purposes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Because so after that Vesuvius trip was when we started YouTubing. So everything after that, it's on YouTube. So we don't need to talk about that. But I thought
Yeah,
was
I think
cool.
that was what in the fall of 2016.
It was late fall of
Late fall
2016.
yeah.
Our first our first video trip was at Zaleski.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We did one night there, right? Miles came.
No.
You and I
did
went
we-
before this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy and I,
Okay.
we went, and have you ever been to the north area of Zaleski?
I want to say one time we did it a couple years ago, Maybe
We've
not,
never
though.
been to the north area.
Maybe not. I remember
It's
looking at the
actually
map
pretty cool.
really intently.
It's different. It's
Because
overgrown.
every time we'd go there, we'd go to like the
Yeah.
one spot.
Yeah. But I wanted to talk about the pre-YouTube era of Schill Brothers Outdoors, and I tried to find some pictures of it, spanned it. I think we covered it.
Origin story.
I know, that's the origin story. That's the name of the podcast, The History of Schill Brothers Outdoors, and Sam. Although you got to start coming on the big trips, buddy.
Yeah.
I know I've been lacking a little bit late.
Yeah.
But
you would have loved Colorado.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell me.
It was pretty sick. Did you watch the video?
I did not watch the video yet.
Shame on you.
Shame on
know
you.
what?
All right.
Got time tonight.
What else? What else do you want to cover? Any comments? Anything?
No, people are making fun of us.
I mean, that was kind of like the idea, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the shtick.
Lisa Williams was at Vesuvius a couple months ago and heard the screaming fox. Unnerving.
Oh, so have we decided it's a fox?
I mean, we've
Yeah.
played that noise before on here, and we had people, hey, what do you think this is?
It's either a fox or some sort of bird.
Yeah. I'm
Can
going
that
with
really be a
fox.
bird?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
But a fox?
Yeah, if you Google like screaming fox,
I didn't know
It,
foxes made noises.
they scream.
Oh, yeah, they
Really?
do.
What does the fox say?
Yeah, but like,
They don't scream in that song. They scream in real life. Yeah.
what are they screaming at though? I mean, they're foxes.
I think
They're just trying to hop on.
it might be like a
little
mating
rodents.
thing, or like I don't know. But they definitely,
Territorial.
if you Google it, they definitely scream, and it sounds like hellacious.
Yeah.
Like it's super loud.
Can you hunt foxes in Ohio?
I don't know.
Andy? Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he'd know the
Let
answer
me
to that.
Google that.
Yeah. I think you can.
I just know there's like a controversy.
Like
in
trap
some
them or
places
something?
and,
I
like,
don't know.
I'm pretty sure like fox hunting is a thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's an English thing.
Yeah.
It's like big,
I think you can. Fox state game laws do not prohibit hunting, so you can in Ohio. That's actually surprising. Usually in Ohio's pretty lax with the hunting regulations.
I've like,
It depends on numbers.
well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's governing all of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. It's only in Vesuvius that we hear that. It's always at night.
It's always been down there. Yeah.
And it's super annoying. Okay. I'm trying to read these comments, but
I know.
all right.
You're
Anything
missing.
else?
Anything fun popping up?
No.
There are a bunch. I haven't been looking at them.
Yeah. Anything else that I was thinking about Colorado lately, about like things I would do different.
What would you do differently?
I brought too many clothes.
I brought too much stuff in general. Packs were too heavy.
Yeah. Pack was, I mean, it was fine because it was the Arc Hall and it can carry it, obviously. But yeah, I always make the mistake. I always lay out the clothes and I'm always like, this is minimal. And then you get out there and it's just like,
Pants. We didn't need pants.
Didn't need tights. I put them
Yeah.
on just to
Really?
do it.
Yeah.
but didn't need gloves.
No. I mean, in our defense, the weather report did call for like temps to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
were for the
then-
first night, but after that they weren't.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be saying this if it did get cold.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly.
so you can't really say you brought too much. You were prepared.
Here's
We were
a
prepared.
here's a good question from Roy Martinez. He says, future plans for the channel.
Well,
We're gonna sell out.
no, I keep saying this
Hasn't
every
been
week.
like that the whole point.
We're
No, that's not
planning
the
on
point.
selling out,
No.
making as much money as possible.
No, that's a fool's errand on YouTube. Well, we're going to Tahoe in a few weeks. That'll spurn a bunch of videos.
We're gonna do gear and food videos.
I
for
say
those,
this
so-
every week, but we do have more guests. I mean, we have Sam, but we have more people coming on the podcast. We actually did talk about this last week, but assuming Delta variant doesn't get out of control, we're going to do another meetup at a bar, not an alcohol themed thing, but just cause it's a good venue. We're going to do another meetup.
Yeah. Also, kind of want to shout out from the last podcast that we did. I asked for assistance with a tent because I got to take a tent to Tahoe, and
Andy got a lot of people offering to let him use his duplex.
Yeah, I got a lot of outpouring of support, and I really that was really nice of everybody. I really appreciate
Then
it.
Andy decided to just buy his own setup and not use any of the kind people's offered duplexes.
Yeah.
You were looking to use a duplex?
I wanted something light. Yeah.
Because in Tahoe,
Yeah.
there's going to be at least a few campsites where you can't hammock.
Yeah.
No trees.
No, the point of
No trees, bro.
right. The point of me saying this was just like, I got hit up. We got hit up left and right, DMs, emails. I got texts as well from people I know.
I was like, did you put your number up?
No.
Okay.
Like Devin texted me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some other people texted me too.
We appreciate that,
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
At
that
the end of
was
the day,
great.
Andy was like, F you guys. I'm just going to buy my own setup.
I don't know. I got the bug.
What do you want? What did you buy?
I'm not gonna talk about
All
it.
right,
yet.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it at a gear setup. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, you should come backpacking with us again soon.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about it, and I was lamenting that over the past week.
Yeah.
And especially after you got back from Colorado.
Oh, dude, Colorado is
Colorado.
and you've never backpacked out there.
Yeah, I know.
And you're a Colorado person.
And I love Colorado.
You have never backpacked in like serious mountains other than Wyoming, which was
other
like,
than, like the bighorns. Yeah.
But the Colorado is way more mountainous.
I know.
So is Tahoe than any of that. Like jagged peak stuff is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We will not be back next weekend.
We will be
We will.
doing other
We will be
things.
outside next
we'll
weekend.
We'll be outside though. We're doing a little bit of camping.
Yep, but we'll be back the weekend after that. But we'll be off next weekend, so you won't have to deal with us. Any final words?
Yep. No.
Is your final word no?
I was gonna make a smart ass comment, but I'm gonna leave it to
You should probably make it.
Just make it.
Well, since we're not gonna be podcasting next weekend, you guys can listen to all the other streams out there.
Nobody streams on Friday night
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah, we have Friday and
We got
Saturday.
Friday night
like that,
locked
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
man.
Jeremiah and John, they have Monday. You stay on Monday.
Do they go Monday every week?
They do a good.
They stick to Monday?
Yeah, good for. I appreciate that. Not that I really care. Anybody.
Monday. That's a tough day to podcast on, man.
Yeah.
Start of the week.
Man.
Yeah, Friday's nice. End of the
I know.
week.
Yeah,
have a drink.
this is
you
just
know.
relaxing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Monday,
it's just everything
no.
just flows out of here
I'm
on a
not
Friday.
doing. Yeah, I'm not doing that on
Yeah.
Monday. All right. Okay.
That's tough.
All
right.
done. Everybody have a safe weekend. Stay safe out there. You know, whatever. Delta variant's coming back.
Don't get the Delta.
Don't get the Delta.
I mean, get your vaccination if you haven't.
Sam.
By the way,
Shots fired.
I went on a little rant last week
hold
about
on,
that.
Hold on. People are asking.
Which way, though?
People are asking for Bryce's status. Bryce is fine. He's on vacation right
Wait,
now.
are you talking about his vaccine status?
No, they're asking how
I can
he's
tell you
doing.
his vaccine status.
No, they're
I don't
asking-
want to out him on the internet, though.
No, they're asking how he's doing.
Let's just say Bryce's body is not creating antibodies to the T-spike protein in COVID. Bryce is doing fine. He's on vacation right now. He recovered. Our buddy had some altitude sickness issues.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
But he's good. He's back. By the end of that trip, he was totally fine. So, no, he's good. He's on vacation in Myrtle Beach.
So it sounds like he's doing okay.
He's doing okay. All right, everybody.